Understand something. Plain and simple. To me, Abigail was a delicious poison. An intoxicating, overwhelming poison. Yowie wowie! That felt good! Yowie wowie. Let me in.
What's up, everybody? We are back with another episode of Abby's Window, and we're joined by a special guest today. So I'm going to bring us on screen real quick. We have, obviously, the one and only Jodie Gilly, our very own Abby, and we have Sean Suslowitz with us this afternoon. So, first, Jodie, how are you today? There you go.
Awesome. I took today off work because I worked night shift over the weekend and just kind of relaxed. I was up far too late last night with Ari watching scary movies. So
Awesome. What movies did you watch?
we were watching the Scream franchise. She hasn't really seen a lot of like slasher movies, and after we went and saw The Black Phone, we were talking about different movies that she could watch, and so she texted me about 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning. She said, "I can't sleep," and I said, "I'll meet you upstairs." And so we came upstairs in the arcade and sat on the couch and ate junk food and watched Scream.
There you go. That's a good evening / morning right there.
Yeah, we didn't go to sleep until like 5:30.
There you go.
We had a good night.
That's a good night. And Sean, how are you doing this afternoon, man?
I am phenomenal. I'm just happy to be on with you guys. You know, it's been a while since I was texting with you, Jeff and Jody. It's been a while since we chopped it up, so missed you guys. So I figured, the hell, let's get after it. So
Yeah. Well, we got a lot to discuss. It is honestly like this all the time, where it's just always at least something to discuss. So, good to have you with us, and let me welcome in some folks real quick, and then we'll get going. We got a couple of things to discuss before we get to any Wyndham updates, but yeah, let's welcome in some folks. We have Linux 44, Wrestling Lane, Big Dan is in the house, James Chadwick, Erase Your Mind, Jesse Callan. Yeah, tonight we started a little bit late because I had my first day today, and figured, and I also had a chiropractor appointment.
That was awesome.
It was awesome. I mean, I did that right before I got on, so I'm really
You
feeling
feel like a new person afterwards. You're like, man,
no better feeling.
yeah, every time. Alicia P, Dalton Riley, James Chadwick, Annette Morris, James and C Wrestling mentioning that Ric Flair and Andrade against Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett for Ric Flair's final match. So
I saw that.
yeah, so that's awesome. At least it's not a singles match. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that at least. Paul D, what's up, Paul D? Aaron, can we play the Wyatt family theme? Really? Aaron, you're asking for a lot. You're asking for a lot, dude. But because I try to oblige. So there you go. There's a little bit of it. Diana, Jason Peace, Alvarosa. I'm just gonna say we want the Fiend. Yeah, we want him to. Eric Russo, Rage Asylums, Fallout 76 Cribs, Jeff, Jen Carter, SFT, VR22, Khaled is in the house, Jimmy Sturtevant, Chris Brooks, Yeah, thank all of you for joining us. Hanzo, what's up? What's up, Hanzo? Deanna, what's up? Linux 44 saying I was about to sing the song.
I was watching. What were we watching on YouTube the other day? We were watching like Bray's greatest moments, Wyatt family's greatest moments, and they had his entrance from WrestleMania in New Orleans. I was just sitting there going, "Oh, so good."
It is so good. It is so good. Well, let's start off the show. Jody, I know you have something you want to talk about in terms of Caleb's Corner. So
Oof.
let's get Caleb's Corner going real quick.
I don't even remember what I was gonna say about him.
You don't remember what you were gonna say about him.
But if you did not see his Instagram reel from yesterday, so he was in this old country church and playing the piano and singing Proud Mary, and it was absolutely freaking beautiful. I made a comment and I said, "You're gonna set the piano on fire with that voice of yours." I don't remember what I was gonna say.
I do. You did.
Oh yeah.
You got that.
Yeah. So Scott sent me that picture that he finished for him, that I'm gonna give to him in September, and I posted it on Instagram, and he reposted it. I don't know what that's called officially on Instagram, but obviously he said he freaking loves it and thanks a million and how cool is this and my fans rock. So he thinks I rock.
There you go. So what's up, Tazzy? Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome that he was that he shared that, reposted
So
that.
I can imagine now me when I get to meet him in September and he's gonna be like, "Where's my picture?" I'm hopefully he doesn't. I don't think he'll ever watch this, but I'm gonna mess with him a little bit and tell him that I forgot to bring it.
Oh goodness. Kaylin, what's up, Kaylin? You got anything else for Caleb? Or is that it this week?
He's a beautiful, sexy man.
Beautiful, sexy man.
I'm just gonna leave that there. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna go from the beautiful, sexy man comment to talking about a meet and greet. And Jody, you're gonna be at this at one of these 2-day signing event for Windham in Ohio and in Michigan. We have gone over this before, so if you're in those areas, yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
I was trying to think about, like, I don't want this to make me sound like, I don't know what the word is, stuck up or anything, but I have so many like Bray signatures, I don't know what to have him sign anymore. Obviously I'm gonna have him sign the picture that we took in March, but I was talking to Chris and I'm like, I don't know what to have him sign. Like the Fiend belt would be kind of tough to sign because it's so bumpy, and then when we were talking and digging into that poster that he had hanging up in the fun house, it clicked. I was like, I'm gonna have him sign that.
There you go.
It's a signing we went to. Somebody had the belt signed on the back. It was like Bray Wyatt. He wrote Yowie Wowie underneath it in silver. It looked unbelievable.
The Fiend belt?
Yeah. It was pretty good. Like he signed the front like you were saying, but it's all choppy.
Yeah.
For me. So yeah, I'm just happy he signed it.
That's tremendous. That is tremendous.
Yeah.
Hallett saying that he's going to the signing. Let's get the old Berg out of the way first. What do you say? Because there was a little bit of news where Goldberg came out and talked about the match in Saudi Arabia. And here's a quick quote. And I definitely want to get your takes on this. Here's what Goldberg said. I'm a talent and I do what the boss tells me to do. I flew to Saudi Arabia knowing that I was going to lose. Then somehow it changed and the finish was different. I'm gonna start with Sean on this. What do you think about this? What do you think about this?
In my opinion, I think that, I mean, everybody knows that when he's out, that's where it was, Saudi, correct? It was in Saudi Arabia. I mean, everybody, they all love him out there. I mean, he's a draw. So they were going to be happy when he wins. He always comes back, wins a belt, and he needs to go away, in my opinion. I mean, he had his fun in WCW, and I was watching an episode last night after the Undertaker episode. They had his hour special on, like, about how he, 171 straight victories until Scott Hall, electrocuted him or something like that, which was fake. So, I don't know. He needs to go away, in my opinion. I don't like him. I'll be happy when he's gone. He just needs to go into the sunset. And I don't know. Some people might not like that, but I think Bray should have kept it, should have won, and kept going.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I have a question for both of you after this too, but I want to get. I'm interested to hear, and I already know through text kind of what Jodie feels. But go ahead, Jodie. Let us know how you feel about this quote.
It's not even a feeling. I can say in full confidence that he's completely full of shit.
Okay.
Just think about who I know for a second. He's full of shit.
Yeah.
I did also think that Kyle's comment on that was pretty funny.
Yeah. What did he say? Cool story, bro, or something like that?
Yeah, he was like, cool story.
Yeah, there's a lot that we can say about Goldberg, and some of it is nice, but a lot of it is not.
I don't have anything nice to say about him.
He should have just left with WCW.
WCW, yeah.
He should have quit after he almost paralyzed Undertaker. That should have been his clue. Like,
I'd even go back further than that when he ended Bret Hart's career in WCW.
Yeah.
That was a clear indicator of his ability to work in the ring or lack thereof. I mean, I'm not saying that he didn't have a great I'm not saying that he didn't have a great run in WCW, but still. Enough of that. Tazzy showing love for that Raiders hat. Sean.
Foxborough West.
Showing love for the Raiders hat. Let's see here. Two Trick Pony, says Mark.
He's a dinosaur,
says Eric. And here's the thing. Ski Mask, people can talk about whatever they want in the chat.
It's relatable to Bray because Bray is a Raiders fan.
It's 6 degrees of separation from Bray Wyatt. So, but people can talk about whatever in the chat. We don't discriminate. We don't police it that much. We like people to have fun. It's family. Okay, so I got a question for both of you, and I'm gonna start with Jodie this time, because someone brought up an interesting question, and there was a tweet about it. But do you think, like, looking back on it now, do you think that the Fiend should have gotten the belt as early as he did, or would you have waited to do the belt? Because I've seen a lot of people say, well, maybe they put it on him a little too early.
I mean, look, we're Bray fans. We're always going to want him to have the championship, but it's tough. And I know we've talked about this before. It's really tough to put a belt on a character that's supposed to be indestructible. Mm-hmm. And I think it kind of put it. WWE wrote him into a corner, putting the belt on him. I don't think he should have never got it, but yeah, I probably would have waited a little while. It was awesome to see him with it. But I would have liked to have seen more random attacks on people, just wreaking havoc. Like, that's what was so much fun about him. Like, you never knew where he was going to show up and who he was going to go after.
You know what? I always wonder if like the pandemic. I mean, obviously we can't say like the pandemic didn't happen, and there were still people in the stands. Would he got released? I don't think so, because it was more of a shock factor when he came from underneath the ring, and like attacking people, stuff like that. It was more of a draw, but like they didn't get that when it was just TV screens of the people around the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's you want to think like, what would it have been like if the pandemic didn't happen?
Mm-hmm.
What would that character would have done?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he did some amazing things during it. I think he can't kind of carry WWE through that with all the cinematic stuff. But yeah, I don't know how some of that would have worked in person.
Yeah.
I mean, that the thing with Braun in the swamp was awesome. That was incredible.
Well, and then you got the Firefly Funhouse match. Like, there's, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean there are people saying, like, talking about he should have never lost as the Fiend. He could have lost as a different incarnation. Do you guys agree with that too? That he could, like, maybe Funhouse Bray should have lost the belt, not the Fiend, and that would have maybe taken away the sting of that a little bit?
Yeah, I think there may have been a more, I don't want to say more appropriate way for him to lose it, but I think they could have had Trashberg win in a different way. Like, if you could have just had the Fiend come out, drop the belt, and just walk off. Like, I think there was a better way to make him not get pinned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great. I agree.
Yeah.
Like, I would have find that hilarious if he would have just dropped the belt and walked off.
Put it in like the center of the ring and just
the
lights went black.
I'm done. Bye.
See Wrestling say, and this is why I brought it up, because you're gonna have people on both sides of the fence. Said, I love people complaining now about making the Fiend the champ, but let's be honest, if WWE hadn't, we would have hated that too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean that's the condition of the fan these days, is that you're gonna it's love to hate. You love to hate whatever the decision is, regardless of what direction it's in. A lot of people would complain. Some people walk outside and you can say that the sky is blue and it's not the right shade of blue for some people,
or be mad that it's not raining,
or be mad that it's not raining, or be mad that it's not 72 degrees on the dot and no humidity. So people are going to always have something to say. So I completely get that. Eric saying, good point, Jody. It did hamper the indestructible persona. Let's see here.
And that's why I think if he would have just like laid it down and walked away, I think that would have told a different story.
Yeah.
As opposed to you actually getting pinned.
Yep. In the words of Brian Danielson, as Deanna and James have said, fans are
fickle.
Fickle.
That's true.
Very, very fickle people. Us fans are sometimes, and I say us fans, but we're the good fans though. Like, we're the ones that aren't fickle. We're not fickle. Yeah, I heard that it is like steaming in the UK.
I heard.
I mean, are you cooking your eggs and food outside?
That's
what I want to know.
Eggs on the sidewalk.
Yeah, are you cooking on the sidewalk right now? That's what I want to know.
Everybody liking my Trashberg comment.
Yeah, everybody's shouting that out. Yeah.
There's lots of different versions of that. Oldberg, Trashberg, Shitberg. I mean, it don't matter. Barfberg.
Wow. Hanzo saying yes, it's roasting hotter than the Fiend versus Randy Inferno match. That's
It was
pretty
hot
dang
here
hot.
today. So muggy.
Yeah,
I'm
it
ready for
really
football
is.
season.
Mhm.
All right. So Jody, before we get to I want to get to the promo because we got another promo last week,
Mhm.
and people are talking about that, and we had it announced today that Edge
Is returning to Raw next week.
is returning to Raw next week. This also happens to be the 20-year anniversary of Rey Mysterio. So that's going to be good Lord. Some of the names right now going on with Goldberg. I love you guys.
Spegenberg.
Man,
Goldberg, I like that.
wow. But what did you think of the promo? And I got a shout out before. I don't know if Dalton sent you. Did Dalton send you a photo?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I got to shout out Dalton Riley. Dalton sent a photo, and it had an image from the promo, but it looked like a mask in there. So Jody, I'll start with you, and then we'll go over to Sean. But Jody, what did you think about the promo last week? And where are you on, could he be involved? Could he not be? What are you thinking after last week's promo?
I think it just deepens the mystery.
Mm.
And me and C Wrestling have talked about this on the phone extensively, obviously, but what everybody at this point kind of knows, it's Edge. We know that. I mean, that shadowy figure, that was, I mean, you could clearly tell that was Edge. But I think there's more to it. Why does Edge need to be repackaged? He just was recently. Why does Edge need to be repackaged? Who's he going to go against by himself? If he goes after Judgment Day, he needs somebody with him. So, and there were little pieces in there. Obviously, we got Mick Foley's shirt. We got Cena's hat. Those are all connected to Bray as well, not just Edge. I think there's definitely more than meets the eye. You know me, I was taking screenshots and zooming in on things just like C Wrestling does. And one of the things that I noticed, which I texted you about it, Jeff, was the hand.
Yeah.
The walking with the hand. That is definitely not Edge's hand. And I put it side by side. So I had Edge's hand, the hand in the video, and then Bray's hand. And I'm telling you, that's not Edge's hand. 100% that's not Edge's hand.
Yeah. And James saying the fact we know it's Edge and it's still cryptic kind of makes us think there's something more to it.
There has to be, because there's no way he can go after Judgment Day by himself.
Right. He can't.
So there's no picture.
There you go.
That is not Edge's hand.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Lennox 44 saying, Jody, don't forget where Edge wrote something on a mirror.
He did. Somebody wrote something on a mirror.
Someone wrote something.
Someone wrote something on a mirror.
Hold on. Someone wrote something on the mirror. Sandman Yos, what's up? So someone wrote something on a mirror, and yeah, I mean it's getting very interesting, and I mean, Sean, I want to. Jody, did you have another thought about that before I go to Sean?
Well, and whatever it's gonna be, whether it's Edge, obviously we know there's that rumor floating around that Edge is going to come back to Raw next week. With the rating moving to TV 14 and it's just for Raw, SmackDown's not involved in that. That would tell me that whatever this is and whoever's involved in these promos, it's going to be dark. Because otherwise, why the rating change? And I know people are like, well, it's not a big deal. When you compare it with everything else that's been going on, it has to be because of that.
I mean, Sean, give me your thoughts.
Well, first, I want to. What Hanzo just wrote is awesome. I mean, if they use that, I mean, it'd blow my mind. It's awesome. Ben's got a demon. Edge has an abomination waiting behind that door. It's pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
And then with C Wrestling's video this week about, you know, what's been going on with Edge's videos. I personally think I would love to see if it was Bray with the, you know, the lock shaking, and then Randy's RKO shirt with the 6 next to it, and then somebody writing either a 6 or a B on that mirror. I don't know. I just think that it's all adding up.
It just
I really do.
And now, like I was texting you over the weekend, Jeff, I found all this other stuff that has 6s in it.
Well, let's look at that real quick. Let's go to that. I mean, here we go. So Jody, you break this down, because you break this down for us.
Okay. So we've had a lot of people asking about the significance of the 1911 on his hat and the clock. And I can't take any credit for this. This was all Chris. He goes, what if you reverse that? 9 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 is 6. And we saw it twice. Also, and that's the poster I'm going to have him sign. I can't tell you how much time we spent looking at that, because, you know, Chris was pulling up pictures of it online and stuff like that. And I said, we have it in a poster. Let me just go grab the poster. Because he's like, I think I see something here. So I went and just grabbed it out of the box. And there's 6 blue marks. They're different colors of blue. But there's 6 blue marks on that poster. And we tried to look through, like, the different colors and what colors match with what. And, you know, we know Bray does things backwards because there's backwards letters on that poster. And then we were watching some of the old Funhouse episodes, and that episode where it comes back and he's, you know, it says starring. We also know that, you know, we already know that there were 6 fireflies in the logo. Well, now there's 6 fireflies in that part too. And there's just, now that you're at the time, you don't see it, you don't put the pieces together. But now when you're looking back on it, I feel like 6s are everywhere now. But is that coincidental? You know what I mean?
All of that deserves this.
Yowie wowie.
Just saying, that all deserves a yowie wowie, because wow, that's great breakdown there. I gotta read this before I want to get Sean's thoughts on everything that you just shared, because Jody, that is huge that we're seeing all these 6s represented, and everywhere. It's hidden in plain sight. Yep. I think I even said that to you.
You did.
Over the weekend. James Grant says, if we see that door with the lock open tonight and we hear something like Yowie Wowie or something else Windham is known for saying, I guarantee you fans will lose it tonight.
Oh, it could be a great pop. Just think about it.
I don't think we're gonna get, if Bray is involved, I don't think we're gonna get anything proof that it's him for a little while.
They got to wait till SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
You got to figure SummerSlam is when it's going to go. Everybody's going to go nuts.
I think we might get some kind of hint maybe next week. I think this week that tease is going to continue, but I don't know that it will overtly mention anything about him. now that the rumors are out that Edge will be back next week, I think maybe this one points a little bit more to Edge, maybe pointing that he might have somebody with him.
Well, I mean, he's got to have several someones with him, right?
Right.
If he's going after the Judgment Day.
Yeah. I mean, he can't. He'd be an idiot to go up against him by himself. He just can't. I mean, even if ooh,
Ron?
19 plus 11 is the 30th of July.
Oh.
What? I mean, this is crazy. Like, this is all crazy right now. Because that makes a lot of sense. I mean, what if, think about the timing of when he did that. And I don't want to put this back up. Go ahead and ask your question, Alexander. You can feel free to ask it. Let me put this back up. So think about the significance of when he did this episode of Firefly Funhouse. I mean, this was kind of near the end, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, this was somewhere, near the latter stages of his time in WWE.
That was when we met Friendship Frog.
Friendship Frog, right? So
And Miss Bliss was with him.
yes, and thank you for saying Miss Bliss.
Also, notice one of the blues. This may be coincidental, but everybody was asking why his eyes were different. It matches one of the blues that are in the poster. I still don't know why his eyes were a different color in that particular episode, but I don't know.
See Wrestling saying, anyone who says this is too creative, look at the references Bray did for the Fiend years before would be our Easter eggs for 6. Yep.
Yeah. How many times in the past has he referenced the Fiend before he came back as the Fiend?
Before he ever,
so many of them. Which, like me and C have talked about before, at first when you're in it and you're watching it, you didn't even notice. But then now that you start to look back on it, you're like, well, shit, Bray. You were teasing us with this for years before the Fiend came out.
Alexander says, what would you do? And then I'm going to go to Sean. What would you do if Windham returns during Edge's return match at SummerSlam?
Well, we'll be live.
We'll be live.
I'm pretty sure I would just fall on the floor.
You think it's going to be a new character?
Huh?
You think it's going to be a new character? Or, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that real quick. What are you thinking, or what would you like to see?
Something spawned off the Fiend. Maybe like a new mask or something that, kind of like an advancement of the Fiend grew into this. And then they use that storyline.
Yeah. Evolving into
right.
darker. I mean, because, Kyle's told us before, I think it was last time he was on our show, that, they presented things as dark as they could possibly get. So I'm sure in there that there was something darker, than what it was. So maybe there's probably sketches of that somewhere. I mean, Jason did just post that file that he has. Interesting what he said, though. I might be digging more into it than I need to. But didn't he say something like, found this in the back of a filing cabinet, maybe I should burn it?
Oh. Hold on. Since we're doing this week.
Now I gotta find it. He did say something like that. Like, maybe I should burn it.
Tazzy says, turn your headphones down when you're watching us for SummerSlam. Matt is appreciating Abby in the chat. Sure, she appreciates that comment. Let's see here. So Sean, what would you the Pazula picture?
Yeah, it says it's a folder that says Bray Wyatt concept art 2018. Found this stuffed in the back of my file cabinet yesterday. Thought I'd lost it. Why are you looking for it? All of my original concept art and sketches for mask, gear, puppets for Windham, which would eventually become the Fiend. I should probably just burn it.
Erase Your Mind saying his heart now burns as well. Isaac saying
it doesn't hurt anymore, it burns.
It burns. There you go. Isaac saying Bray's sketches caught my eye, especially the devil one, and you notice when he said and all said in his tweet, it doesn't hurt, it burns. Notice the promos. There's fire everywhere. So
it's gotta happen.
You say what now?
It's gotta happen. You know, like I'm just like, let's go.
If he's not, I'll say this: if he's not involved in this, WWE is playing the biggest troll ever.
Yeah,
because they definitely want us to think that he's involved in this. There's there's too much coincidence.
Kudos to them though for playing that up that way.
Yeah,
because I mean, it has people talking. You know, Deanna said, "Did we just jump in another rabbit hole?" Yes, we did just jump in another rabbit hole. But it has people.
Jason.
It has people talking. I know someone mentioned earlier, what if it's a crossover between the Fiend mask and one of the masks from the Black Phone, but a little bit darker.
There were, speaking of the Black Phone, there definitely, for me as a Bray fan, there definitely were some vibes going on there. Definitely.
So you got some fiendish vibes from
Oh
that?
yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but there's definitely some Bray vibes going on in there. Just the way some of the mannerisms that he uses and some of the things that he says and how he says it. It's very, very Funhouse Bray-ish. Like he's creepy, but funny. Like uncomfortable creepy. You're like, ooh, that's a weird thing to say. But it would be like, for me, it's like Funhouse Bray would say something like that.
Interesting.
And there was one line in the movie about strangling him with his own intestines, which reminded me of that promo with Edge, the Goldilocks promo with Edge. He mentioned that in that promo about strangling Goldilocks with her own intestines.
Maybe a little shout out.
There were a lot of good tributes in that movie. You got to pay attention to some of them, but I mean, there was an It tribute because Dan was actually telling me this, that the guy who wrote it is Stephen King's son, so the It was like a tribute. But there's a lot of little, like, I've watched it twice now because when we came home for the movies, I bought it on iTunes and made Chris watch it. And now that I've seen it twice, like there are some little details in there for sure.
Now I have to watch the Black Phone.
It's so good.
I'm gonna watch it this week. And now it's out on streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's out on streaming. So
yeah, you can get it on iTunes and Amazon Prime.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be purchasing on Prime.
I had to message Jason during it, and I was like, dude, these masks are freaking amazing. Like, and like he was telling me, and I said it last night, hopefully he doesn't mind that I tell people this, but he said he was working on those masks the same time they were working on the Burn Fiend costume, and he was like, I didn't sleep for like 2 months. But I had to take a picture of the credits because it was really fun, you know, seeing his name in the credits and just remembering, you know, when we had him on the show talking about working with Bray, and you know.
Well, we'll put that up there.
So there's actually like 6 different, I think there are 6 different masks. And just the detail in every single one of them, like it had that thumbprint for sure of Tom Savini and Jason Baker, 100%, especially if you're a Fiend fan, like, and it comes apart. And I don't know how they managed to do that, but yeah. Like the mask part, the top part comes away from the bottom part, and everything's like interchangeable. The top part, I think, stays the same throughout the entire movie. But the bottom part changes. So sometimes he's just got that creepy smile on. Early on in the movie, he's got one where he doesn't have a mouth at all. He's got like a sad face one. And then towards the end, he's got that one where he just has the top part on. But I mean, Ethan Hawke did a fantastic job capturing that character. You know, and he plays this in the beginning, like how he draws people in to kidnap them. He plays a clown. So there definitely were some John Wayne Gacy vibes in there too. Especially like where he was burying them. Like if you know anything about that John Wayne Gacy case, like where he was burying, and like there's a lot of references to that too.
Wow.
It's good. Yeah, Carpenter just said that, John Wayne Gacy style. Yep. So if you don't know anything about that case, he buried the people that he killed in his crawl space. And his plan was to cover him up with concrete. And there's 2 different parts, you know, that they find bodies in the basement. And then at one part, he's buying concrete. So there's a lot of references to that. And there's that reference to it. And let me just tell you, the main character, the little boy, well, he's not little, but the boy, he has a sister. And I'm telling you right now, I wish I could clone her and insert her personality into my body, because she's a freaking badass. Like, she made me laugh through that entire movie. Like, she has a horrible mouth, but it's hilarious. Like, there's one point where she has like dreams about stuff, and there's one point she didn't have a dream one night, and she gets up and she goes to her little dollhouse and she starts praying, and she goes, Jesus, what the fuck? And I just died when she goes, literally, what the fuck? I just died laughing. Like, she is freaking hilarious.
Wow.
She made the movie for me. Like, it was just so awesome.
So I gotta ask Sean, now that you've seen The Mask from the Black Phone, would you like to see something like that?
I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm a little partial to my buddy here. So, you know, I'd be just as happy with him bringing this back. You know, like my son, like I said, I got it inked on my leg. So, you know, I'd be happy with them bringing it back, but I know it's going to be something different, and I can't wait to see what they come up with.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, whenever he comes back, wherever he comes back, Jesse saying that was in the Black Phone movie. Yes.
Sorry, Jesse. But I thought it was hilarious. Ordinarily, I probably wouldn't, but in the context of that entire movie, she just did stuff like that throughout the entire movie. Like I said, she has a filthy mouth, and it's hilarious.
Let's see. Hanzo saying bring back the Mania version of the Fiend.
Yeah, the like clean.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I've gone back and I've rewatched, and I got to ask you guys this: how many times have you rewatched that transformation
A lot.
from the burn Fiend coming through there, and how many times have you seen that?
A lot.
At Mania? Sean's like, yeah, I saw that a lot.
I wonder how many different masks they actually made, because think about like when he first got introduced, that mask was like a lot bigger.
Mhm.
When he was like in the fun house doing the thing there, and then like when he was with the Lex, there was all like black stuff going down the mouth, and wonder how many masks they made for the Fiend.
See, now I feel like we need to have Jason on again.
We do. We do. See if you can get it done.
Okay.
If he'll be willing to come on. I mean, he's blowing up. I know that. Jason Baker.
I know he's working on makeup for a TV show right now, but I'll talk to him.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can get Jason Baker back on there. That would be awesome.
I'd love to talk to him about the black phone. Like, oh my gosh, the detail in those masks must have taken forever.
I would love to see. Now I have to watch it. I might even watch it tonight.
Same here.
Yeah, I might have to watch it tonight. Just so good. Instead, even though I want to watch Raw to see what other promo we get, I may have to watch the black phone. Just
it's really good.
Yeah.
See, we should all do it together. I'll watch it again.
Okay. Let's see here. Deanna saying, "Dang you, Jodie."
Why?
Let's see. Remember the mask kept breaking during the house shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm curious. Kaylin saying, "I remember the giant Jack in the Box from Mania. It looked cool. Yeah, it was pretty cool." Deanna saying, "Now I gotta watch it." Talking about the black phone. All right, so we're gonna start to kind of wrap up here, but I'm gonna start with Sean, and we'll wrap up with Jodie with this question: do you think we get another teaser tonight? Do you think it'll be different, or do you think it'll be the same but kind of remixed like they've been doing some of the others?
I personally, I hope they come up with another teaser to just keep drawing people in for that big SummerSlam pop. Because I think that's what it's heading towards. I mean, what's today, the 18th? We got 12 days.
Yep, 12 days.
So it's getting close. We just have this and then the go home show, and let's roll. So I hope they come up with something big tonight.
Yeah, I hope so too. I think they will. I think C Wrestling said this earlier. If the rumor is that Edge is coming back next week, surely with a pay-per-view 1 week after that, or 1 week away from that, like within the same week almost, why would you do that ahead of the pay-per-view and not have something else in your back pocket for the pay-per-view, especially SummerSlam being the type of show SummerSlam is? But Jodie, same question to you. Do you think we get anything tonight? Do you think it's the same, or?
I think it'll be similar in terms of the feel of the promo, but we'll get some new information, which is also something that Bray has done in the past.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much. I mean, again, kudos to WWE. If it's not Windham, then you got us, because you got a lot of people thinking that it is.
I did message that to him. I said, if it's not you involved, WWE definitely wants us to think it is.
Mm-hmm. And kudos to them for doing that. But yeah, this is going to be an exciting 12 days leading up to SummerSlam. We know Edge is involved, but there's got to be at least someone else that is. So who is that? We will see. who knows who it
And
is?
maybe that's what we get tonight, like confirmation that Edge is involved in some way.
Yeah.
But you can't really say, if they fully reveal that it's Edge. I don't want to say it's going to be a letdown, but I think you have to tease that somebody else is involved with him to keep that mystique going until SummerSlam.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I'm excited to see what they do with it, and excited to see who else is involved. Big Dan saying, "Hey, what if it's Ezekiel's younger brother, Elron?" That's pretty good. I was thinking Elliot, so maybe that's the cousin. Maybe cousin Elliot will join the party. Who knows? And what's crazy is people forget about this, but they teased that kind of darker side of Elias at one point. So
They did.
I mean, again, who knows who's involved here, but I know who we hope. A lot of people hope that is one Windham Rotunda that's involved. Parting thoughts. We'll start with Sean. Before I start with Sean, though, I just want to say we will be back Thursday for Impact for our watch along and for after the Impact. Impact is getting really, really good. It's been good for a while now. So if you haven't been watching, come check it out with us. We would greatly appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. But 7:45 on Thursday. But Sean, any parting words before we go?
I'm just grateful to be hanging with you guys for the hour, and give a shout out to Dan too. He's always supporting everybody, and guy's got a heart of gold. So want to give the guy a big shout out, and thank him for all he does.
Yeah, Big Dan is awesome. We love him. He's family. So absolutely, absolutely. Jodie, final thoughts before we go.
Enjoy Raw or the Black Phone, whichever you decide to watch.
Well, I can say with absolute certainty that you absolutely ruined Raw for me tonight because I'm gonna go watch the Black Phone.
Okay, you'll have to know what you think of it.
I will.
I kind of want to watch it again too.
Yeah, I mean, Raw, I will have to catch at another point this week somehow on Hulu or whatever, because I will not be watching that live tonight. I will be watching the Black Phone more than likely. So, and I think Sean's gonna watch it at some point too because he's
right after Raw.
Right. Okay. There you go.
Yep.
There you go. So, if I didn't have to be at work at 8 in the morning, I would watch it after Raw. I would watch both, but I don't think I can get it.
Lots of coffee and Red Bull, my guy.
That is a fair point. That is, you know what? I might have to do that.
I'll text you in the morning when I get to the office.
That's my drink of choice when I go out is vodka and Red Bull.
There you go. There you go. Well, I won't be having that, but I'll be having the Red Bull and some coffee. Or maybe I don't. Well, let me shut up. Anyway,
I'll just drink a bang in the morning. That's what I like.
There you go. I'm gonna get me some energy drinks and yeah.
Go for the bangs. They're good.
Bang. Okay. I will,
there's no calories in them. There's no carbs, but they taste delicious.
All right. I'm
There's
sold.
300 milligrams of caffeine in it, which is the equivalent of 4 Mountain Dews. But don't drink it late at night unless you're planning on staying up for a while.
All right.
The crap. What's my favorite flavor? There's one that you remember those bomb pops, the rocket ships.
Yeah.
They have one that tastes just like that.
Okay.
And they have one that tastes just like Skittles. They have one that tastes like cotton candy. So they're good.
Right. Well, I'll be going to the convenience store after we wrap up here, so I can stock up for the night. Sean has twisted my arm ever so gently into into doing both. So that's what we're doing tonight. All right, folks. Thank you all so much for being here this week. We greatly appreciate it. This was a really fun episode. Sean, we'll have to do this again soon. Have to have you back on soon.
Absolutely.
But thank all of you so much for joining us tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Drop a like on the video on your way out if you haven't done so already. And if you are new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. But subscribe. Join the over 3,000 people who have already subscribed to our channel. And that's crazy for me to say, but we've got 3K, folks. We got 3K. Go back and watch last night's celebration stream if you haven't had a chance to do that. We went over our top 10 and a bunch of other stuff. But thank you all for joining us. We will see you next time. And we'll be back for another episode of Abby's Window. Take care, everyone.